How's it going, guys? Good to see you. It's the UAE soon. I mean, not under current conditions, unfortunately. Maybe in the future when everything's kind of calmed down. Oh fuck no, 1100 of you on TikTok within about 5 minutes. Nice. Good to see you all. Didn't even notice that. Let's get straight into it then. Let's try and clear the table from the break. Right. Okay. Well, we've got to go yellows. So let's try and go yellows. Can I beat the low to win a single game of pool? Indeed. It's the first frame. So the first frame is always a practice. Where does that go? Try and move it if I land there. Good. It's an angle, but it's not the best angle. No, didn't move it. Where's that yellow going there? I want to treble into that after a double on this. Same pocket. Oh my word, I thought that was in. No good. Alright, practice frame over. Do I prefer the carbon cue to normal cues? Yeah, absolutely. I played with a wooden cue for 22 years and switched after 15 minutes of playing with the carbon cue. Okay, so now we get serious. Let's try and make some clearances, talk you guys through what I'm thinking as I'm playing. It's way longer than it should have done. Alright, let's go. I'll get the brake pad back out just because I don't want to damage the cloth. There's a dry, nice. All went down. 1 sec. Alright, what would you do here? Reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. Not a mega easy one. Interesting. What would you guys do? Right, reds or yellows? With whichever colour you would go for. I think I've got my colour I've chosen. Now I've just got to execute it. Alright, so you could probably get both here. The reason why, I mean, let's look at the problem balls, right? So that's a problem ball for yellows in that it only goes in that pocket or this pocket, but it's probably going to be a little bit difficult to land here. Could potentially do it from this ball, but yeah, it's not mega easy to land in that position. So really, you've only got that pocket for this. Really, you've got that yellow. Really, you only have that pocket for this yellow. So what I'm seeing with yellows is this is a first ball to try and move that red and land for that. If I get that, then I'm out. With reds, I've got this ball first, so I can play that ball second. This yellow makes this red slightly difficult, and this red isn't mega easy. So I actually prefer yellows in this situation just because they're a little bit close together. So first shot, try and move this red and land on this yellow for here. Probably miss it straight away. Okay. And now it should be fairly straightforward. I can go through this gap if I want to there, which on this shot here will get me over here for these three. This ball has to go in this pocket. This ball can go in that one can go in that one. I'm going to play that with the aim of landing here. If I get too far and I'm on this, but I've just got to land there for this one, and then I'll be able to get a good position on these three, finish with this one, and then finish with the black. Okay, a little bit straighter than I would have liked, so let's try and screw back here for this one. If I overrun it, then I'll be playing for this one. I can't get into this position as originally planned. Okay, overran it slightly. Okay, so I'm actually now going to play this second. So my finish is going to be this one, get me over to there, play this one, that gets me to there, play this one, and that gets me here for this ball. All I've got to do then is play that yellow and stun over to here, and I've got the black into that corner. Just need to pick the angle on this yellow to land here. So what is the best? Pretty much where that yellow is now. Again, from there, I just want to pick the angle on this yellow. I want to be there, ideally. So a little stun shot off this yellow, but not too far. That wasn't a very good shot. Needed to stop there, just kind of lost a little bit of speed on the cue ball. And now, problem is, if I pop that and I try and hold the cue ball by using this red, I'm likely going to go very close to this middle pocket. It's just unnecessary. Whereas if I play that now into that corner with loads of topspin, I can hit this cushion and come back over to here, and I'll have the black into the same pocket. A little bit top right, actually. Got there in the end. Alright, so it wasn't perfect, but didn't miss, so that's all that matters, really. Yeah, a lot of stories. What? Does the red, the top go? It did, but I just felt like reds weren't easy to connect to each other. That's the reason. Like, you probably could have got reds there, and yeah, I just think there's more likelihood of reds messing up. That's the reason why I went yellows. Anyway, that's one break and one clearance so far, because I'm not counting the first one. Battery's running low on my laptop. Give me 20 seconds. Just got to find my laptop charger. All right, we're back. If my laptop cuts out, I can't see the chat, so I've just got to plug it in so I can keep seeing all your comments and all your questions. If you've got any questions, now is the best time to ask when I'm not stood at the table playing. The best time to ask questions is when I'm racking up all the balls, and that's when I look at the chat typically, so make sure you save your questions for then, if you've got any. All right, let's try and get another one. 1 out of 1 so far. decent split. A little bit unfortunate not to get a ball. Right, well we can't go reds, and we've got to get very lucky to get yellows. So I can't cut that red in there, so I have to go yellows with that yellow or that yellow. Let's take a look. That yellow just about squeezes past that red. That yellow's terrible. Basically, I've got to use probably this yellow to break up these three after I've potted these two. So I'm going to be hitting that. That yellow's going to, I didn't just touch that yellow. That yellow's going to go up here somewhere. It could even hit that. And I've got to figure it out from there, basically. Stop. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. Don't like that. That yellow doesn't quite go past that red. And I can't play that ball now. A lot of people will probably just pot that ball. The problem with potting that ball is this is the ball that you would use to typically develop these by landing here and having an angle to come down. You could potentially do it from this ball if you land here. Got a good angle on there to come up and hit those. Saying that, you could potentially land there and play that with topspin to try and break it. So there's a few ways of doing it. I think what I like is leaving this ball as an insurance ball. So basically, if I pop that and I screw back and get the perfect angle, so I want to screw back to here, get the perfect angle on this yellow to probably stun into these yellows, or stun into that red to leave this yellow to here. If I mess that up, I should be leaving myself a shot on that to the middle. So that's what I'm aiming for. This long pot's hard enough, so we'll see if we even get past that. I'm trying to screw back to here, about half the distance of where I'm shooting from now. It's okay, an inch more would have been better. It means now I really have to try and go into this red to leave that to this corner. Ugh. That was bad. Now I've actually got to try and play for half a pocket. I'll leave this into here, but it's going to be pushing this yellow over here, and I'll have to double that later on. Or I could just hit it hard and hope I make the pot. But if I hit this hard, it's very missable. Let's try it. Okay, I don't know what I was worried about. It looked like half a pocket to me, but that one flew. Screw back to here, should be leaving this yellow. Actually, no, top spin, top right off the cushion. Good angle, it's a pretty good angle. I just need to float the gap, land there. Eesh, I don't like what I'm going to be leaving with that. If I land there, where's the black going? Cheat the pocket maybe. If I overrun, then the black goes nowhere really. So I'll figure something out after this shot. Stop. Okay, that's actually worked out okay. Because now I've kind of created a gap between the red and the black here that I can come back, try and hit this cushion in a straight line, and I've got the black into the same pocket. Or I play it into the corner, one of the two. I think I prefer the middle. No, I prefer the corner, and I've got the insurance of knowing I'm not going in that corner with backspin. So commit to potting it in that corner pocket, please. That'll do. So again, not perfect, but still haven't really missed, so I'll take that. Especially considering the setup at the start there. Wasn't great. Did I enjoy Vegas? For the most part, yes, but there were downsides to it, I would say. 1 second. Right on my bed. Yeah, I think if you watch I literally just released another vlog from Vegas. If you want to see my long form content, go onto my YouTube channel, and it's me playing a pool tournament in Las Vegas. I think the problem with it is you want to be there with at least one other person. If you're on your own, it can be pretty boring unless you want to spend loads of money. Or if you just enjoy sitting around doing not much on your own, which I don't. So. But if you've got loads of money, then you've got loads of things to do. So each to their own. All right, we're 2 and, is it 2? Yeah, we've got 2. Again, write down what you would do in the chat. Reds or yellows? Are American pockets easier or harder? Easier down the rails, harder to an extent in the middles, but really overall easier. The harder thing about American pool is the size of the table. That's what makes it challenging compared to English pool. But I'd still say this English 8-ball on an English 8-ball table is harder than American 8-ball on an American 9-foot table personally. So I think you have to go yellows here. Reason why you wouldn't go reds. These two are a bit tricky. These two, not ideal. This would be your first red, which means you're flying over here somewhere. This is obviously a bad yellow, but if you play this yellow thin enough, you should be flicking that red, hopefully, and you're guaranteed to be leaving something. So that's what I'm going to try and do first. Saying that, yeah, I hope I can flick that red. Don't come and cover the yellow. Oh, that's so bad. That's bad. Should have just rolled it. Should have just rolled it in. All right, should be able to. All right, let's figure this out. So I've got a plant. No, I haven't got a plant here. I've got this ball which goes in there, but if I plot that, that yellow is going to go and sit on that red. So it's whether I hit it hard to make sure that that yellow, when it hits the red, is free of the red. And I have to leave a ball to basically go into this. So if I leave the cue ball there, I've got that. I can go into this cushion and move that yellow. The main issue is that yellow cannot sit on that red. It has to move it. Or go, there is okay. It's not terrible. This should have been further back, but focusing too much on the pot there, on the plant, the combo. All right, pop this, dig down, try and hit this cushion and move this. I mean, I shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place, but it is slightly unlucky, I would say. Kick into the cushion, hit the yellow, hit there, go in there. Probably going to get a double contact here, and I don't think I can even get enough power on it to do that. No, I can't get any power on this really, but... Huh. Let's just try and hit and hope. Double something? No? Okay. Alright. That's the first mistake, I'd say. Well, not a mistake, but first miss of the day, but I didn't really have a pot, so I won't hold that against myself. Where's everyone watching from? Write down in the chat. And I'll hopefully if I see your country or city, I'll give you a shout out. Aussie. Oh, there's TikTok and YouTube, by the way, so it's going to be double. Liverpool, York, Nigeria, Texas, Ireland, Iowa. Love the YouTube video. Cheers, Jack. Kenya, Chicago, Nepal. Where else? Bristol. You got the next 5 seconds because I'm going to break. California, Zimbabwe, Kenya again, South Africa, Switzerland, and we'll call a timeout there whilst I break the pack. Okay, slightly better break there. A tricky one, but write down what you would go for in the chat. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So you've got to go yellows here, based on the reds being awful. But obviously the black is a big issue with yellows. So you've got to either pick a ball to land on the black, which you probably wouldn't do. You could potentially try and be fancy, come off this cushion, hit this red and land for it in the middle, but it's high risk. Whereas the higher percentage option is to probably move it ideally first or second shot. So I think I'm going to ignore, obviously, my easy ball. A lot of beginner players would play this ball first because it's easy. It doesn't really do anything playing that first. You need to figure out how you're going to break out the black early. So if I pop that ball and I'll leave myself where the yellow is, I'm leaving myself an angle here to be able to run into the black with topspin or come off the cushion and go into it with backspin, knowing that I should be leaving this ball into the middle pocket. So that's what I'm going to do first, and then try and clear up from there. I'll be forwards about half an inch from where I am now. Should be good. Okay, so a lot of topspin on this, trying to move the black ideally to free up from this red. Again, knowing I should be leaving that yellow. A lot of topspin and quite a lot of power as well. It's freed it up to an extent, but I had a feeling it might not actually make it potable. I've got somewhat of a chance on this. If I pot this, should be able to float the cue ball into this space to leave my easy yellow, and now I'm going to have to come up with something special on that. So we'll figure that out later. I have no idea how I'm going to land on the black for now. I'm right up against the curtain here, so this is not an easy shot. Stop, stop, stop. Can I see an edge on that yellow? I can, but it's not leaving me in a nice place. That's too difficult to pot that, even though it's probably wise. But I'm going to play that. What's it leaving me though? Best I can do is hold for here. It's a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. Probably have to pop that and try and stun into that red. Leave myself, imagine that red is the cue ball. If I leave that as the last shot, it's fine because I can play that and screw into this position, into this corner. But yeah. Easier said than done. Problem is I can't play this hard because the red will come off the cushion and come back in front of the yellow. So just got to kind of roll this in and just nudge that red. Might even be missing the red, but we'll see. Okay, I've actually left the perfect angle here. That's where I'm trying to get the cue ball. It's not amazing, but I'll take it. I can pot the red, it wouldn't be a foul. But I have got a chance, it's just harder than it should have been. Half an inch more and it would have been fine. I'll take that. I'll take that considering, all things considered, that was a fairly tough few shots. Easier to spin than the American one. Yeah, the English cue ball is 1 inch 7/8, and the American cue ball is 2 inches and a quarter. So, and also the weight difference. That's the biggest thing between American and English pool. That's the reason why I struggle when I switch between the games, is because the cue ball, where it's heavier in American pool, you're promoting, it's optimal to play topspin in American pool and it's optimal to play backspin in English pool, so you kind of got to get out of that mindset. Just to give you an example, if you play American pool, right, and say you're on this red, okay, and you're on the 8-ball or whatever, say that's the last stripe, okay, and that's your finish. In American pool, 10 times out of 10, I would say a decent American pool player would play this with top or running top left-hand side, check side, as you guys call it, pot the red, come off this cushion, this cushion, this cushion, come up here and pop that in there. In English pool, because the cue ball is lighter, I'd say again, 10 times out of 10, an English pool player would play this with bottom right hand side, pop that in there, bottom right would kick in, and you come here for there. So it's getting the difference between those two ways of playing and being able to adapt, really. That's the hardest thing. So. Opinion about the new balls is, I think they're good. I think they're decent. Whether they're better than Aramis is up for interpretation, really. I think they're as good. They're on a par, so it's personal preference. Poor break. It's actually a decent break. It was just a bad cue ball. Okay. The thing with the, I'd say the thing with the new balls, I've only played with them a couple of times, but the thing that I got caught out with is the weight of the cue ball being ever so slightly heavier. First time I used them in a tournament, I hadn't practiced with them, and my cue ball was about 6 inches out of position with topspin almost every time. Right, so what are we doing? What would you do? You've got ball in hand behind the line, reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. Let's see some of these questions. Some great playing. Cheers, Liam. Thanks, Michael, Charlie from YouTube. Appreciate it. Guys on TikTok, if I've missed your comments, thank you for commenting. At least the black is full colour now. Yeah. I think it's one of those where once you play with them, the more you play with them, the more you're probably going to enjoy using them, the better you're going to think they are. So, all right, so you've got, this is black ball rules. For sakes and purposes, we're playing black ball rules. So you could potentially play that first or whatever, come up here and take reds. Yeah, so let's look at the problem balls first. This obviously isn't great for this yellow, but you could use your free shot to maybe pop that. This yellow isn't amazing. This yellow isn't great. You've got to land on it here. It's not ideal to land on it there because you ideally play the black afterwards. And if you're in this position for this yellow, the black doesn't go past. It does, but it's not super easy to land on. So that yellow, you'd kind of have to land here for the black in the middle, make that your last ball. With reds, I think the reds are the option here. You've got this as your first ball into here. If you come up to here, you've got that as your second ball. You can overrun that and still be in a good position to play that second, that third, that fourth, that one fifth, and then just screw back here for this one sixth, and then top spin through for the black into the middle. So the reds, less could go wrong with the reds, I think, and where they're bunched together, it shouldn't be too much movement of the cue ball. It's all about the first shot and not missing it, but bear in mind it's black ball rules, so I'd get a second chance. So now it's all about just picking your spot for the exact order. So I want to roll forwards about ½ an inch on this. I'm moving away from these reds, so it's not ideal. Now this one, I just want to kind of stand over to there, maybe top actually, slight amount of top spin, just above centre, about half a tip. Oh wow, that's a poor shot. That is a bad shot, really. Anyway, should have played that, then that, and then left the black. Oh well, I was too worried about trying to hold the cue. Shame. Right, what am I on? I think I'm on 3 because I've got that clearance with the decent last shot on the black. So we're on 3. I'm staying until at least 10. And again, I'll try and talk through what I'm thinking on each one. Bro, you're a cheat code. Appreciate that, mate. God. Not ideal. It's not ideal. What would you do here, reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. I'll give you a clue. It's very difficult to pot that red in that middle pocket. I think you have to go yellows here. You have to go yellows and you have to basically make one difficult shot, which is that yellow into that pocket, second. You could potentially pop that in this corner and screw into this, pop the red at the same time and then try and pop maybe that yellow, but you're not guaranteed to leave yourself an easy yellow. That yellow could easily get in the way. So I think the shot is to play that, land there for this. If you've got a good angle, you could potentially come down here and get rid of these two because they're not great. But if you've got not a great angle or whatever, you could land here for this one. And if you get that angle, the finish is this one, this one, this one, top through to there, land on this one, and then finish these two. So we'll see what we're dealing with on this second shot. So poor, man. If I make that, if I would have got the finish. Wrong side. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that was just a bad one all round, so no can do. Alright, we'll forget about that one. Wow. I mean, you've got to go yellows. First shot, second shot. Hope to land there in a bit. Play that ball to move that red and that yellow. That's the plan. I mean, reasons why you wouldn't go reds. Your first shot, this one, what's that doing? Hitting this, pushing it towards here. Like, there's no easy red to move that red. Whereas there's an easy two yellows to move that yellow. That's the reason why you'd go yellows here. So what I'm trying to do, pop this yellow, move that red. If it can sit there, ideal. And I should be leaving the cue ball where the red is and an angle on this ball to move that. I mean, it is an angle, but it's not the best angle. It's a little bit straighter than I would have liked. Kind of got to cheat the pocket a little bit. It's not going to be able to develop the way the yellow the way I want to. All right, second chance. Hit that, pot it, move that red and leave the cue ball where the red is. That'll be a much better angle for this yellow to break it out. So you can see the angle that I've left here now, I can basically get straight into that red. I don't need to hit it hard. If I just plant into the red and push this yellow over to the middle pocket, I should be leaving myself this. Then I will go for the one over the middle, which will be this one, and then figure out that one. see, just pushing it over the middle now, it means it's pressure free. I can pop that one, and now I've got that one either second or third after this one. So I'd have liked to have played that one next, but it's not the end of the world. If you want to watch these clearances back, by the way, be sure to sub on YouTube or follow on TikTok, as I post these videos after I've done the live stream, and I've put all like the spin diagrams, how much power I use to hit each ball, so it's a little bit more interactive. I've so far posted 2, which were from my live stream the other day. I've got another 2 to go over the next few days, and I'll take these ones and I'll basically put them back up. So if you want to see these clearances again, be sure to watch my short form content on TikTok or YouTube. Right, 4-0. That's why you should play in this tournament. What tournament's that? I don't know of a tournament. I'm not really a tournament player, mate, honestly. The way I play on my table is nowhere near what I'm like when I'm playing in tournaments. Because I generally just am not used to any other table, really. Just. Alright, well, kind of forced into yellows. Screw back and hope to leave something. Let's try that again. What's that? Four pitches. Glad you're live again. Appreciate that, mate. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. It's amazing how many breaks I have, and all of the balls come into this half of the table. But anyway, reds or yellows, write it in the chat. You gotta go reds. You could get yellows, but these 2 aren't great. So the yellows, this is your first shot, which leads to nothing really, nothing easy anyway. It's a hard enough shot on its own. With reds, this looks easy and it's an easy pot, but you're kind of running directly into this red, which isn't ideal. So you want to try and avoid that. And if you can screw into that yellow, you're basically out. That is 1 shot as a first shot, but it's not, again, if you mess that up and you push that yellow towards this red, it's not ideal. Whereas you could pop this one, come off this cushion and try and land here, short position for this red second, which after that you'd be able to get back up table, maybe play this one, followed by these 2, followed by these 2, followed by the black. So I think I'm going to do that and see what I'm left with. If I don't have an easy shot on this second, then I'll have a backup of this one at least. hold of that one. Jeez. Alright, well, again, it's not the end of the world. I have to back myself for a decent pot here. So I'm going to pop that, come off the cushion, land here. Play that one in the corner. That one in the corner. Probably play this one into the corner, followed by this one. And with that ball, I'm going to screw into this position, play that with a little bit of topspin, roll onto the cushion, pot the black. That is if I get this first shot, which is hard enough. Stop. So I'm just going to change the order slightly because I'm wrong side of this red. I want it to be there to be able to land on this red. Where I'm the wrong side, I need to play that, screw back to here, pop that, come off this cushion back up to here, pop that, and that's what leaves me in the position to pop this to get up to here to finish with the black. This is awful. What a poor shot. Terrible. I don't know why I didn't change my mind because I was never going to be able to finish that. And this is now just this is bingo pool. I'm relying on potting ability to get a finish. Try and get him behind this red if we can. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, there's always one really bad frame in there somewhere. But I'll take how I've been playing so far. New haircut. Yeah, I had it done yesterday, to be fair. Starting to look a little bit too homeless. Let's change the brake position. Shouldn't say that actually, I'd say just shevelled. Take back what I said. Alright, so, I mean, what do you even begin to do here? Like, are you going reds or yellows for a start? Write it in the chat. They're both a mess. Absolute mess. I think, well, you split the table in half. You've got 3 reds here which connect and 3 reds here which you kind of have to connect. They don't, but you have to find a way to connect them. Oh fuck, I've got a plant first shot. Tell you what, black ball rules, I might be able to make that, but that's very missable. This red is further towards this cushion than it looks. So, 2 options. You play this red, and you land here, and you play these 3. Or, you play that red, land here, and you play these 3, then these 3. I think that option is better because these problem balls could come back to haunt you, and you'll have like kind of loose, like cover balls as such, or like insurance balls, if these 3 go wrong. So I think that's what I'm going to do. My first shot, pop that, play that red, and try and move that red, leaving that red. Screw straight into this. I think I can screw straight into it. If I hit it full ball, it'd be perfect. I've got a feeling I'm going to be hitting it high. I've got a feeling I'm not going to hit it at all, I mean. It's actually worked out not too bad. Now I have to make the plant. Is that going to be that red first? Might be yellow first if I play that. Problem is, I kind of have to play that now. If I pop that, what am I leaving myself if I do that? That? No. I think maybe I've got to though. I can't really play this any other way. I've got to hit the cushion, play that, and get over to here for that, which is just awful. but I don't really have another choice because I can't play that red now. Got to come back for that. That's going to be an issue. Do I do it now? This is just a tricky finish, man. Tricky finish. Two options. Pot that with loads of spin. No, try and play that with a bit of right hand side. Hit this cushion, and get back to here. Pop that and then try and figure out these two. Or pop that, try and land there, but you've got to be perfect. Hit that and hope you've got a good angle on that to be able to get down there. They're just neither option is good, but I think the second option is probably better. Okay, well, that's interesting. What's interesting? What would I have done here? Probably would have given it a bit more thought than that. Anyway, we move on. It's just starting to get a little bit harder now. They were all so easy at the start. Yeah, well spotted, KB. Evening, mate, you alright? Alright, come on. Let's leave us something easy to start. And something go down. No, that's fine. The amount of times the cue ball's been fixed on this bottom rail as well. Right, reds or yellows? You have to go reds here. Have to go reds because I don't really have a yellow. You could try and pop that in there, but it's very missable. Whereas this one is not easy, but it goes. Pop that, try and land here for this. This yellow makes things slightly tricky for these two reds, and this red is kind of like stranded from all the other reds. I don't know a pattern yet. I'm just going to pop this ball and try and land here for this red in there and then figure something out from there. Okay, so now I should be able to work out a pattern. Again, this yellow makes things quite tricky. Just going to give this a little bit of thought because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. That ball's set, that ball third. Fourth. Again, this yellow is just awful, but with that shot, move that, play that, play that. Right, that's my last red. So working backwards from there, we got this one, and working forwards from there, we got this one first. Land there. You need to leave a good angle like this on this red to be able to come over to here and leave a slight angle on this red to be able to come over to here. That's key. I then pop that red with the angle that I've got on this red. I can stun into the yellow, leave the cue ball where the yellow is, pop that one fifth, then pop this one. The yellow will probably be here, so it will be a clear path from the red to the black. Pop that last red and then come off the cushion here. That yellow will hopefully be there and I'll be able to pop the black into there. So that's the plan. Whether it works, whew, easier said than done. Way too much right now. Couldn't have been worse if I tried. But I've left a good angle on this red. I'm just worried about the cue ball. Done it as well, sort of. Didn't leave the angle difficult to be able to hold on the red, but the yellow even. Annoying, 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 annoying. Very annoying. Just worried I was going to overhit that red. The second red, the one I missed. Just worried I was going to overhit it. So. Okay, let's go again. Okay, write down what you would go for, reds or yellows. Appreciate the gift, Chalky. Chalky trousers. Right. Yeah. This is like, is it 50-50? Not really. You're probably going to go reds. The reasons why you wouldn't go yellows. You can play that first if you wish, but then what do you do with this? Because you're stranding it. You could play that first if you wish, to come back here to play this, but that's a very difficult shot on an English pool table. In American pool, you're going yellows and you're potting that because it's easy. You then pot that and you finish up from there. With reds, the thing that's difficult about reds is that these two have to go in the corners, or you have to double that one. That one has to go in there, and that one has to go there. And then how do you then get from those two and land on these two, which join, and then finish with the black? That's really all you've got to think about. But we're going to do it right now. So I'm looking for a ball that basically connects these two to these five, and that's this one as a double, which if I play that one fourth last, I'll land here, play that one third last, and that gets me over to here to play these two, likely this one, and the black. So I need to now work backwards from this ball to find my third ball. I want to play this one first. So I want to play that one first, and if I can get into the cue ball enough, it is quite close to the red, but if I can get enough topspin to land here, I should be out. I pop this one into the corner to here, play this one. That's what leaves me here for the easy roll-in, which leaves me here for the back double, which leaves me there for this ball, which leaves me there for that ball, which leaves me there for the black. So it's all about the first shot and whether the amount of topspin I get is enough to land on this ball. Don't go behind that. Not only was it enough, it was just ridiculously too much, but we'll try and recover it. That is so bad. All right, well, all we got to do now, because I got into the cue ball too much, is play. The original finish was going to be this one, this one, this one, this one, black. So we just got to flip it. We've got to go this one, this one, this one, this one, up here for this one, then this one, and then finish with the black either there or there. So this now becomes my last ball. God, wow, the reaction from the cue ball there was ridiculous. And the only issue is I've pushed that red slightly closer to the cushion, so it's not ideal. Could get a double kiss. So, just because you make a bad shot doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Just got to reroute. I think the problem I'd say a lot of players make, and I'd put like higher level players as well, myself normally included, is you make one bad shot and you don't then reroute, you just try and like pop balls to try and like save the clearance. Whereas if you then start to think about like percentages, what is the best shot, then you're more than likely going to be able to recover. So, appreciate that. Write in the chat what you would do, but there is really only one choice. Reds or yellows? What you gonna do? Right, so 100% of the time you're going yellows here. Only joking. No, you're going reds. So the reasons why you wouldn't go yellows, this yellow isn't great. You could, if you're feeling fancy and you want to try a challenge, pop that yellow off of this red and move that yellow, get it out into the open, and then you're probably out on yellows. But with reds, every ball has a pocket. This one first to here, probably there. This ball second, probably get you up to here for, I know this is my last ball, is it? Yeah. That ball is next, then it's going to be this ball, then it's going to be, probably do this one of 5 ways. Right, if I get there for this ball, there's about 5 ways you could do this. I think actually I'm going to get rid of that one a little bit earlier. So pop that, come to there, pop that, come off the cushion to there, pop that, come off of the cushion to here, pop this. Depending on the angle I've got there, I'll either leave that for the middle, for the black, or come back up table for this, for the black to there. I'll tell you what's missable, and I didn't really think about it before, is this shot. And the cue ball's going to be flying off of it. Hey, I don't know why. I just overthought that one. Okay. Go again. I think I've had about 2 more. I've stopped putting the clearance counter up, but I think I'm on 6. What you got the fix on? When's the full videos? The vlog will be posted in due course. There's a lot of videos to go before it, but the head camera games are going to keep coming out over the next 6 months. So plenty of exposure for the club. Alright, what colour are you going, reds or yellows? Again, cue ball stuck down this end of the table, leaving a horrendous first shot. They're both bad. They're both actually terrible. Like, what do you even begin to do here? It requires a really good first shot to get reds. You pop that one in the middle, you come over to here. If you go yellows, you've got to play that one. So they're both really bad. But if I play reds and I get it, I'm actually more confident with reds. If I can land pretty much dead straight on that red from this red, can I do that physically? Probably leave a small angle, but say I'm there, I might be able to leave a chance to break that red away from the black. But regardless of what I do, where's the chalk? But regardless of what I do, if I land here from this red to there, ideally I've got an angle to break that out. But if I can't, then I'll be landing in this position. I'll have shots to here, which leads to there, or this red. They all connect. The key will be landing on that red and when I do it. So it's all about one good shot, and then I've got a chance. This is very much harder than it looks. Oh, God, that's annoying. Thought I was in. If it had gone in, should be able to land straight behind that red, and I would have been out. Okay. Yellows. Really got 500 on TikTok, that's 200 views on YouTube. Be sure to hit that sub button on YouTube, follow button on TikTok if you haven't already. Cue ball again. I feel like 20 times out of the last 25 breaks, the cue ball's been in this corner. Stuck in this corner with no easy first shot. You've got to go yellows, because there's no red. And you've got to play that double as your first ball. That's the easiest shot. Wow. It's leaving nothing as well. Alright, well, we'll try and make that yellow and then see what we're left with. The red? No, fuck off. Would have been out as well. Annoying. We just get one cue. I'm going to put topspin on this cue ball actually, and try and put topspin on the cue ball and try and get myself in the middle of the table. Not topspin, like above centre. That's what I'm trying to do. How's it going, Kyle? I don't normally break like this, but I'm going to try and aim just above centre and see what it does with the cue ball. Oh, that. Load of shit. I got topspin on it, I just played it like a twin. Alright, actually it's not a bad split. Ball in hand, what colour are you going, reds or yellows? Let's get a dot-to-dot finish with the cue ball. I'm going to put the cue ball down and I'm going to make it every shot back-to-back in the exact order that I say it's going to be. But you guys have got to vote. Reds or yellows? The more comments within the next 10 seconds that vote for either, I'll go for that one. Reds, yellows, yellows. I mean, if it were me and I was in a match, I'd be going reds here all day. But, yeah. I think more people generally are saying reds. Yeah, more people are saying reds. So, tricky thing with reds, that red only goes in that middle. So you're probably going to have to play a hampered shot first on that red. Pot that. And go into this position for this red. That gets you out here for the plant. Play that first, that second. That gets you here, which gets you there, into this middle. Topspin gets you there for this one. And the angle you leave yourself gets you there for this one, which gets you there for the black in the middle. So let's go. Not the best angle. It's just moved that red slightly over to there. Now I'm wrong side for the red to get onto that, which isn't great. Just digging a hole here. So I'll change pocket. Starting to lose a little bit of concentration now. I know I said I'd stay till 10, but this is normally where I yeah. Appreciate the gifts, GD. Yeah. Try and put reds one side of the table and yellows in the other. We'll see what the break's like. Right now, keeping the cue ball on the table is hard enough. See what I mean? Yeah, well, you've got to go reds. Can I put all reds into that side of the table? Oh no, the cue ball didn't go in, did it? Went on. How much was the cue in total? About £800 to £900 roughly. Oh, this is awful. I want to get rid of that. Is that wise? No. Just double it. Oh yeah, I said I'd get them all on one side of the table, or try to. Not going to happen now. Got a feeling it probably wouldn't happen either way. No. Alright, I'm going to do a drill because I'm starting to get a bit like I'm losing focus on the clearances side of things. So I'm going to do a drill just to try and mix things up, break up the monotony of it all. And yeah, we'll go with this kind of modified line drill, which is pretty difficult. Yeah, it's a pretty tricky one, this. The first 4 balls are the key here. Once you get past the first 4, it gets a little bit easier, but it's still not easy. Let's straighten these up because my OCD is not going to enjoy that. All right, so the objective here, pop that yellow. You're only allowed to use these 2 pockets. Pop that yellow, come over here, pop this red. Come up here, pop that red, that yellow. Come over here, pop that red. And you've got to go in order all the way up to the black, which has to go in one of those as well. When I tell you it will take me 50 goes to get the first positional shot right, I'm probably not exaggerating. Two goes then. Get away from that cushion. That is horrendous. Ugh, what a terrible shot. Fuck off. All right, fine. Close, close, close. Should have had that, but oh well. What else? Anyone else want to see any different drills? What do you want to see? Write in the chat. Anyone want to see any type of drill? Banks. Is this your full-time job? Pretty much. Banks. Someone wants to see banks. All right, let's go for 5 banks in a row, followed by a cross. Actually 4 bank shots in a row, followed by a cocked hat double on the black. Back-to-back doubles. It's been a while. It's been a while. Wow, what are you doing there? That's awful. Can I do it second time? Wouldn't have got it. Let's try that again. Just for fun, let's try 5. Five doubles, black cross double, black cocked hat double into that middle. Going for a treble on this one. Should have said quad. Should have fucking said quad. I'll give this about another 3 goes. I'm giving up. Treble. 4. I should have said 4. Why did I get 5 out? Let's get 4 out. Last chance saloon. What shot? What shot? Terrible. Terrible. Right. This is the last chance. bloody go. Cue ball gets in the way. Fuck. I've got to put it somewhere else now. Ugh, horrendous. Cue ball gets in the way of the cocked hat. Alright, we'll try and do a cross double over to here. So what I'm going to do, hit the cushion, hit the black, get the black to hit this cushion, and then go in there. Miracle. Oh, that was shit. Someone clip that. Alright, last ones, come on. Where's the new ball going? What are you doing missing that ball, man? This is going to do my head in. This shouldn't be this difficult. Fuck off. I'm going to hit the black. Alright, we've got to go for a quad. Straightened up, of course. I said I would give it about 3 goes, about 23 goes ago. But really, this is the last go. Surely this is the last go. Terrible. Sit there. I want 1 shot on the black. That's all. Even if I miss the black, I'll give up. But I just want to get these 4 yellows back to back. Tell you what. I'd love to get these yellows without hitting other yellows. Treble. In there then. I got to the point now where I'm not even seeing the line of the shot. I'm just hitting the ball and hoping. This is what content creation is all about. Everything just starts to go a bit blurry. What is that? I'll tell you what, that is a good cross double. Who was the person who suggested doing banks? Because I don't like you anymore. Just so you know. Fuck me, I can't even make the first one. Jesus. Alright, focus. Focus. Come on, shot. It doesn't go again. What am I doing? Does as well. Does as well. Go on. Alright, that'll do. I can't believe that's gone in as well. Double kiss the white. Alright, that's that challenge done. No more banks. No one likes banks. Right, I'm going to finish after this. I'm going to break, hopefully clear up, and then I'm going to go to bed. It's got a big day tomorrow. Wow. Okay. Why not? Say there was no missing that after I've just played that exact shot about 50 times. Ah, what a shot! What a guy! The plan was always to get both colours, by the way. Just so you know. Somehow skilly this, put the black in the same shot. Oh, got it moving as well. Got it moving. Where's the black going? Corner pocket. Okay. All right, that's me done. I'll sign off on that note. Yeah. Any more questions, feel free to ask. Put that over there. I'll put it in that pocket, that corner. Nope. Cheers, mate. Again, any questions, feel free to ask. Someone's written, what size is the tip? 8.5. Nope. I'll answer questions until I don't get this. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed that. What's this song called? Kasabian Comeback Kid. How to measure 1 and 2 rail angles. Honestly, the best way I would say to do it is just line them up, hit, and try and learn what happens when you hit it. Don't worry about lining things up for now, just do it. See what happens. And when you do it again, see what happens. And when you do it again, see what happens. That's the way that I learned. I mean, there are like aiming systems and all this kind of stuff, but the more you play the game, the more you get a feel for angles, the more you get a feel for lines, the more you get a feel for everything. As long as your stance, bridge, cue action, I mean, my cue action is not great, but as long as your fundamentals are there and your passion to play the game loads is there, then you're going to get better. I think beginners make the mistake of worrying too much about things like spin for a start, potting angles, and like making it too mathematical, where it should be a game based on feel. Like, I don't use any kind of measuring systems when I play. It's all because I've done it so many times before, and yeah, that's it basically. What was that about Blackstaff? Someone just wrote in Blackstaff. Can you copy that, because I can't see that question anymore? But yeah, that's what I recommend, is just practicing loads. The more you practice, the more you get a feel for the game, the more you start to learn what happens when you hit a ball in a certain way. That's really the best way to learn. Did you think the players in Blackstaff were good? Yeah, they were. That was a while ago. It was over a year ago I was there. I'd definitely love to come back someday. If the club ever wants me to come back, tell them to give me a shout. But yeah, some really good players up there. What kind of cue have I got? It is a Go Customs custom carbon fibre cue. You can find it in the link tree in my bio if you want to buy it. Love your videos from my hometown, mate. Super stuff. What's your hometown? Not sure where that is, but thanks for getting involved. Alright guys on YouTube, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll hopefully be back live next week sometime. Be sure to stay tuned. Hit that sub button if you want to be notified when I go live. And I'll see you on the next one.